The special announcement.
All right, hello everyone. I think for my first official act as a special announcement, I'd like to extend a thank you to Daniela for inviting us here today. I think given what we're about to present, I think you could have just as easily slowly reached for the receiver as we explained the idea over the phone, but instead you invited us here to share it with everyone, and that was much appreciated, so thank you very much. Let me see how this works. There we are. All right, so hello everyone. We are a small group of 4 people from the Leo Burnett Advertising Agency out of Chicago, and our involvement today was really purely by chance. A couple months ago, a group of us were working on something completely unrelated to this, actually, but in the course of the conversation, we got to talking about the garbage patch. Some of us knew more about it than others, but we all found it a very interesting conversation, and at the end of it, we all looked at one another and said, well, you know, what might we do to help raise awareness about this thing, to put some eyeballs on it, and maybe to spark some change, given our ad guy tools and what we do for a living? And as I said, we are the ad guys, and therefore not the experts by any stretch of the imagination. I'd venture to say that we probably know less about this at the moment than almost anyone in the room. But it didn't stop us from trying, and in fact, we thought, you know, maybe that's our role in this thing. Maybe that's our cause. I think the awareness pie for the garbage patch and for this entire issue is quite large. So maybe our small piece of it would be to create some sort of idea, a campaign on advertising, you know, whatchamadoodle, whatever, to reach out to maybe the less cause-oriented people out there, the people whose attention is maybe harder to grab, who aren't quite as apt to jump at every cause. As David said, how do you talk to a slacktivist exactly? So we sort of took that upon ourselves, and we went looking for an idea. And what we knew is we had to do something that was fun, that was engaging, so that as they are being engaged, they might also begin to learn and change behavior. And finally, we knew that we needed a hook, some sense of urgency, right? And for us, that sense of urgency has always come back to the size of the garbage patch. You know, growing up on the Jersey Shore, being told that there is garbage in the ocean comes as no great surprise to me. However, learning that is in fact twice the size, of the state of Texas, larger than a lot of rather large countries, well okay, now I'm sitting up and now I'm paying attention. And our thought process was really pretty simple. If that's what got our attention, there's a pretty good chance that that's what's going to get other people's attention as well. And so we decided to use that, and our idea was very simple. If it's the size, if it's the countryness of this that is going to get people to stand up and take notice, well then, you know what? Why don't we just go ahead and make it a country already, okay? And so that's essentially the idea we're going to be sharing with you today. With those words, I guess, was born the movement to establish the micronation, although it's a rather macro nation, really, of the Crapola Islands. Accent on the first A, if you please. And to take us further and maybe clean up the mess I've made is Brian Shimbita. There you go.
So I am the visual side of the Avery and Brian conundrum. So Avery's words, I'm pictures. So the first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to create a visual identity for the Crapola Islands. Now, this had to be, every great nation, every great cause has a symbol. We too needed a symbol. This is our symbol. Now, this symbol can live in a lot of places. It can do a lot of things. In fact, we're going to look to you to tell us exactly what it can do and what it can become. We've got some ideas. For example, our website, which went live last night. Now, our website is designed, it's designed to be fun. It's designed to not take itself too seriously, but it's also designed to have very specific purposes. It's designed to educate people even when they don't know they're being educated. It's designed to point out problems that these people didn't know existed. And the other thing it's designed to do is it's designed to get citizens. Because as we've learned, one voice can have strength. We learned 15,000 voices can change a company. Well, what happens when we have millions of voices? When we can't be ignored anymore, what happens then? Well, I'm offering up, let's find out. Now, what we need to do is we need to grow exponentially. We need to get people, we need to become a nation basically overnight. And if anyone has ever spent any amount of time on YouTube or anywhere on the internet, you know this is possible. But the goal is to see how quickly we can do it. So we're going to recruit through our website and we're going to recruit through Facebook. We're going to recruit through Twitter. We're going to recruit any digital way possible. Now, we've got a lot of work to do, and obviously we can't do it alone. So we need your help. So the first thing we need you to do is we need you to go to the site yourself. And please become a citizen of the Crapola Islands. We are the only country that has ever existed to stop existing. That is our whole goal in life, is to stop existing. If we stop existing tomorrow, that would be amazing. But let's see how long it takes. So we need your help. We need you to go there and do this. We need you to share it with your family and friends. You know what? We need you to share it on Facebook, wherever you can share it. Please encourage people to become citizens of the Crapola Islands. Now, there's one thing I want to point out. You notice I didn't say, I want you to like the Crapola Islands. I like lots of things. I like puppies. I like flowers. I like candy. I like chocolate. This is more than that. I didn't ask you to agree to anything, because I agree to a lot of things. I agreed to come here. I agreed to stand on this stage and embarrass myself at times. What I asked you to do is become a citizen. Now, there's an implication there. That implies that when you become a citizen of something, you're becoming a part of something much bigger than what you were previously. I'm a citizen of very few things. This also implies that when I leave this website, I don't stop being a citizen of the Crapola Islands. It continues on. It keeps going. So we need your help. We need your support. And I've kind of already covered that, sorry. But most of all, we need your knowledge. What we do for a living, we are essentially, I hate to say it, but it's true, we are a megaphone. What we need is the information that comes out of that megaphone. We need your photographs. We need your videos. We need your bag monsters. We need all of that stuff. We need to populate this website with information and leave it to us to deliver in a way that people don't know they're being educated. We'll take care of that part. Now, there's one more thing that we need from you, so I'm going to ask you to bear with me for a minute. So whenever you become a member of something, you take a pledge. Now, every person who comes to the website, we're going to ask them to take a pledge. And as you know, every pledge has a symbolic gesture. Now, our symbolic gesture is this, and I'm going to ask each of you to please participate. Take your hands and cover your eyes. Now uncover your eyes. This symbolic gesture is kind of silly, but it also has a purpose. What we're saying is, a minute ago, you didn't see the problem. You didn't see what was going on, and that's okay, because you didn't see it. But you know what? Now I see it. And when I see it, I have to do something about it. Now, Avery's going to walk you through the verbal words, pictures. I'm sorry, pictures, words, pictures, words. You can take it through the words portion.
Here comes some more words. Like Brian said, we have a pledge. I promise you it is quite simple. And I think also, given your level of involvement in the cause, probably mostly redundant, but in the spirit of getting the word out, we would love it if you guys would say it along with us and sort of make that small commitment to the cause. And here we go. Please repeat after me.
Thank you. Thank you.
I state your name. Pledge allegiance to the nation of the Crapola Islands.
Pledge allegiance to the nation of the Crapola Islands.
And by that I mean,
I
will refuse disposable plastic items.
I will refuse disposable plastic items.
And not go through like 5 styrofoam cups a day.
And not go through like 5 styrofoam cups a day.
I pledge not to be that guy.
I pledge not to be that guy.
I further pledge to spread the word.
I further pledge to spread the word.
And bring others to the cause.
And bring others to the cause.
Because together, we can solve the plastic pollution epidemic.
We can solve the plastic pollution epidemic.
Honestly,
I
see like zero downside to this.
I see like zero downside to this.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. By the way, our URL?
Yep, forgot about that.
CrapolaIslands.com.
Got a gag under the shirt there.
We are Crapolians. You know what? You could either be Crapolians or you could just be Crapola, however you want to look at it. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
So to the newly minted populace of Crapola Islands, we have a 15-minute break. And after that, we will hear the music of Jackson Brown, Inara George, 4 fearless speakers who will round up the day for us, and the great privilege to hear from Dr. Sylvia Earle, who flew in especially to help us conclude the day. So be back.